Well, Chris, thank you so much for joining us here on NC Strive. Talk about your transition going from the Marine Corps, going to Wake Tech first.
So I came off of active duty orders in 2012 after a deployment to Afghanistan and started school at Wake Tech. Did my associate's degree in 2 years there, and it was an awesome experience. Wake Tech was a great school to go to. I loved the small classrooms. It gave the ability to have a personal connection with the professors, and that's what really set it off for me for Wake Tech. That's why I liked it so much there.
Some people say there's transition issues going into school and getting all the information over the GI Bill, things like that. Did you have any of those issues going to Wake Tech first?
So the biggest thing was getting in touch with the VA rep at Wake Tech. The sooner you get in touch with that guy or girl, the better transition you'll be having. So I got in with the VA rep at Wake Tech, and he made it a smooth transition to get the GI Bill all set up and all of my schooling paid for with using post 9/11.
Now, most people don't have the opportunity to transition into the military out of the college or university level after coming out of it originally. So you went back and you went to the Army next, and then from there you also went to NC State. Talk about that transition coming out of Wake Tech, going into the Army, and then going into NC State to finish out your degree there.
So after getting my associate's degree at Wake Tech, I was ready for active duty again. So the Marine Corps wanted me to do an office job. They wanted me to become a recruiter. I'm not much of an office kind of guy, so I looked at the other branches and saw what other options were out there, and I chose the Army and went to infantry school and airborne school there, where I went, and then I went through Special Forces Assessment and Selection, and that's where I got hurt. And they were like, "Hey, you have to be a civilian again." So came back out to the civilian world and started school at NC State while I was still on terminal leave, and that transition was a lot different. But the VA staff in the Military Veterans and Service Center at NC State is phenomenal. Those guys helped me a lot, got everything straightened away, made sure my classes were straight. They were always there to lend a helping hand, and they have a very good location on campus where veterans are all welcome to come to. And during my time at State, I became the treasurer of the Student Veterans Association, and really got to use my leadership experience from the military outside of the military with other veterans, which was incredible.
I think some veterans are concerned when they go back to school that they're going to be with a bunch of young kids and that's all it is. NC State, I know for a fact, you have Nick who's actively in the Guard still. He's still going overseas and serving during that point. What is it like having those representatives on campus that are still part of the military and also working with you as a student?
So having representatives that are veterans as well and have that experience is crucial. They know exactly what you're going through. They've done it themselves. I believe Nick's still in class right now, so he knows exactly what each veteran student is going through when they come through their office, and that makes it an even smoother transition. And then being part of the Student Veterans Association and being in that Military Veterans Service Center that often made it even easier. The more you get in touch with those representatives and the other veterans on campus, the better. Keeps you away from all the kids on campus.
Now, a lot of people are seeing these wonderful objects behind your shoulder there. You have gotten into the drone industry, and talk about that transition into that industry and that career that you've been able to do, and how your military service combined with your college experience has allowed you to be where you're at with that now.
Yes, sir, of course. So while I was in the Marine Corps and deployed in Afghanistan, I did convoys and convoy security. And I had the privilege of using some of the early drones back then, the RQ-11 Raven and the RQ-16 T-Hawk, which we won't talk about that one. But we used them for route reconnaissance during our convoys, just to do some security surveying before we went firm at night. And then at NC State, I studied a bit about drone technology. I actually had a project in one of my courses where I, with a team of engineers, rewrote the entire user manual for the Mavic 2 Pro over my right shoulder right here. And that experience, with my military experience, led to me entering the drone industry after graduating.
do you find that there's lots of opportunities for people to use that military experience and find something, even create something, as you've really done, once they get out into the civilian world?
Absolutely. I believe your military experience is your backbone. You know, we all come from very particular experience from the military. We all had our own jobs, but once you get out here in the civilian world, you either you have to find your own way, and that's exactly what I've done with the drone industry, and that's why I believe this industry is made for veterans to get into. It's a perfect opportunity to get in there and find fulfillment out in the civilian world while doing something exciting with tangible equipment that is very important to take care of, and it's just that it's a perfect industry for veterans to get into.